So we've got our friends from AMSOIL. This is Lynn. Man, this is part of the team. You guys are a big sponsor of King of the Hammers and Brad Lovell.
Yeah.
And one of the top drivers out there in 4600 class. He won this year, right?
Mm-hmm. Brad coming out with us, all right, on this big adventure ride, along with a number of other, competitive drivers, competitive rigs. Where this one stacks up, well, it's way down here.
So we need everything we can get.
Yes.
So Lynn here is, big on, all the lubrication side of the race rig, the race trucks.
That's correct.
So we want to have every advantage we can get on this one. So we're going to be picking his brain on, what kind of details, what you'll be using to keep this thing together out on that trail.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, let's get back to where we're at right now and kind of catch you up, right? He's got some grease there, so obviously it's about time to pack some bearings.
And we showed you, right, we got the caliper and the rotor. So this is our big adapter bracket that'll go on here to hold that on.
Yeah. All right, we had to send the hub off to get machined, right? As you can see, this surface here, we took about 3/8 of an inch off this material so that this can fit down in here, as you'll see, like so.
So that'll pilot the rotor to position it just nicely.
Yeah, it also had the wheel studs machined as well, so they fit down in there as well.
Packing. We got to put this guy back together and on the rig. What can we do on the bearing side? What do you recommend?
Well, at the end of the day, one of the cool things about AMSOIL is a lot of the things that you see in the racing environment is what's actually being sold to the consumers. We use racing as a test bed, as a validation bed, so guys like Brad or yourselves on this ride will be making sure that the product is performing in these crazy extreme environments that we're going to put them in.
And you know why that is? Because racing in any fashion is always the constant search for the weakest link. They don't want to be the weakest link, right?
You don't. So we use racing as a validation point, and in this case, this is our off-the-shelf, general-purpose, multi-purpose grease, and that's what we're going to put in these wheel bearings here. It will take care of you.
This is a synthetic base.
Yeah, this is one of the cool things about grease that people don't know. Weird fact for you is the greasy part of grease is really just there to keep the oil in the spot where it needs to lubricate. So at the end of the day, if you break grease down, it really is just oil. We use all synthetic oils. This one is a calcium sulfonate. There's different types of thickeners that you can use, but really the job of that is to hold the oil in position.
All right, as you can tell, the brakes coming together. That's an awesome, big upgrade for sure. And when we come back, guess what? We're gonna open up these diffs. We've not been in these diffs, and they've been sitting for years and years. It's gonna be interesting to see what's underneath the cover. All right, catch you on the other side.
Hey, gang, welcome back. We got our 83 CJ7. Man, this is Willie's ride, man. We're upgrading for some serious trails.
Yeah.
Now, we got Lynn still from AMSOIL here, and we're working on the differential. Now, this is another area that's got super high contact pressures, high load that we want to make sure we take care of out on the trail. Now, Lynn, you can put all kinds of different weights of oil in here, and the factory's going to give you some specs, but that's going to be within some kind of factory parameters.
Right.
But once you're out on the trail, once you're out on the road and really loading up those gears, what do you recommend?
All that goes out the window at that point, right? It's designed to go on the highway.
Right.
It's designed to not get worked over. So we look at that at AMSOIL like, all right, what's the worst thing that could possibly be done to this gear lube? So kind of like what Willie's going to do to it. And we look at it from a performance standpoint. So does the 7590 work? Would it work? Yes. But the question is, what would work better? And in this case, we like the 75-140.
Yeah.
All the hot stuff, Johnson Valley, crazy stuff, King of the Hammer stuff is all hot. So you want to make sure that you're thicker. Viscosity is going to win the day. So the higher that number, the better. The problem is that to get those numbers when they're that wide, you have to start with a really good, robust synthetic base stock, which is what we do at AMSOIL.
Now, it's hard to see in there, but we've got our ring gear and the pinion sitting in there, and it's not quite a bevel gear. It's a hypoid. And so they move the center line of the pinion down, and what that does is it gets a lot more gear contact, right? Because you got these really high contact pressures, and that's where this viscosity and lube becomes really important.
Right, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of wiping action in there, so we formulate for that. A lot of EP additive goes in there, boron-based stuff. EP stands for extreme pressure. It actually forms a sacrificial layer so that the two gears can't touch together, because as soon as two metal surfaces touch, you get wear.
Right.
We don't want that.
We might actually do some gear changes in the future, so we wanted to get in here, inspect what we've got, confirm what gears are in there, and we might do something higher, like a 538.
Yeah, 538. I believe these are 456.
538,
Yeah.
guys. That's a crawler gear.
Yeah, my man.
All right, let's do some inspections. We'll get this thing buttoned up for now, lubed up with the good stuff, and we can kind of move on. We'll come back later, maybe on another show, and pop in some goodies on the inside here.
3, 2, 1. Ooh,
That's
it
not
is.
bad.
It's not too bad.
Get on your finger and you can see through it. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's still clean. Now, when we're replacing oil, obviously there's all kinds of oils out there. Tell us a little bit about what makes this, from AMSOIL so unique for this particular vehicle.
Well, this
Especially
one's
older vehicle.
Right, this is our Z-Rod oil. So Z stands for zinc. So this has got higher zinc and phosphorus in it. So flat tappet camshafts, higher spring pressure type stuff. Not necessarily, applicable here, but you do have a flat tappet cam in that 360 plus. All the Mopar stuff, they love 1040. They put it in everything. I think those people at Mopar put it in their cornflakes at one point. But at the end of the day, it's a 1040, really solid oil. You're gonna maintain your oil pressure. It's got high zinc and phos. One of the cool things for you is, if it sits, we recommend that this can be used for 5,000 miles or 2 years.
Oh, nice.
So you don't actually have to change it. We've got boosted rust and corrosion protection in this product to make sure that when it's sitting, everything that's coated, nothing's gonna rust while it's sitting in your barn or waiting to be used.
I've actually seen that happen on cam lobes before.
Sure.
Right? Vehicles actually rust on that cam lobe, right? It's wild, but you pull it apart. It's been sitting for a long time. You'll see some of that, but this is defense against it, defense against the environment that thing's gonna be in. We gotta get them brakes done. So more on the back brakes. You down for that?
I gotta be honest with you, man. I got a flight, and I'm all for getting dirty, but I gotta hit it, so good luck.
Oh, so, hey, man, well, appreciate the help on the front.
Thank you.
Appreciate the help and the knowledge you shared with us. You sure you don't want to do back brakes?
I'm okay.
All right, get out of here. I'll drag Kevin back. Back brakes are next, y'all.